Struggling with prop firms? Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel, and what I'm about to show you today, I guarantee it 1,000,000% this is going to be a huge reason why you're unprofitable. You might have a very good edge, or you might believe so, but watch what I am about to show you, right? What I think, and the number one reason why I think people are unprofitable, it's not even your psychology, it's not even your edge, and I think it's basically all this year, time. Now you might be thinking, what the hell is he talking about? Time? Now what I mean by that is market changes over time, right? And if I had to simply put it, it's your stop loss, right? And I asked ChatGPT about this, and I was trying to figure this out on my own. Why are people unprofitable, right? Everyone, and this is one of the reasons I want to show you why everyone says every strategy works. But then when you do your back testing, then you come to a live chart, and then everything goes sideways. Why? Well, check this out. Every month, the volume changes, right? January is known for, high volume, new year, fresh trends, new money flow. February, high. March, high volume. Now, if you look at these, July and August, obviously holiday season, choppy summer start, worst volume of the year. Very, very low volume. Now, you might think, what's this got to do with you or your strategy? Suppose you did your back testing for August, right? And then you score live in September. Well, the volume in September is very high. Big moves return. Now, you still might be thinking, yeah, what's that got to do with me? Well, watch this, what I'm about to show you. So, what month is this? We're in October right now. October, very high volume. So what does that mean? So when I use a stop loss, for example, or when you use a stop loss, obviously your stop loss is going to be very big, right? But what you don't consider is, if I bring this same, if I bring this same stop loss, if I'm doing back testing for July, which is very low volume, so let's go back. Let's scroll all the way back. Keep going back here. That's fine. July, August time, July time. August and July, very low volume. So what we'll do is, let's just paste that here. It's pasted it down there at the beginning. So anyways, around 20,000 points, I think, something like that. Right, 20,000 points. Now, do you see what I mean? If I was to even turn on the session indicator, right? Now, typically, I like to personally go for a 1 to 4, 1 to 6. Do you see? This is London session in blue. Do you see me getting a 1 to 6 over here? I've still got the same stop loss size, but in this month, I'm going to get nowhere near that. And because I'm going to get nowhere near that, what does my demons inside my head start saying? My strategy does not work anymore. I need to strategy hop. And then starts the same cycle again. And then what happens? You'll fall into the same trap all over again with a new strategy, and then you strategy hop again. Now, how do you get around that? What you want to do, my advice, and it's even said by Uncle ChatGPT. Now, obviously, this goes into more detail, right? Month by month. Whenever it's obviously saying reduce size of your stop loss, size up meaning is not in terms of risk bigger, no, size up in terms of make your stop loss size bigger as well. So what you really want to do is make a note of these. Whenever the month goes smaller, just reduce the size of your stop loss as well, right? I'm just and then, but aim for the same TP. Aim for the same TP. Now imagine if I bring this same 12 pips or whatever it is of Bitcoin to the by the way, I'm a forex trader, but I trade Bitcoin. By the way, anyone's interested in my one-to-one mentorship, this is obviously the funded certificate section. Again, up to almost 1,600 members. This was what I recently posted. Look at the equity curve. It's not even a curve, right? One of my students, he said, I don't see a curve, I see a cliff, Don. So, I mean, and look at this. 20k account, obviously the message I was preaching, start small. But look at this. 800 wins, right? This is 4% win, almost 4.5% win. But look how much I'm losing. I'm losing a quarter, not even sometimes a quarter. But look at my winners. I'm losing a quarter, but then if this is like a 1 to 6 now, if you do the maths, This is like a 1 to 9. This is like a 1 to 12. Sorry, my bad. This is like a 1 to 16 RR. This is like a 1 to 6 RR, and this is like 1 to 12 RR. This is pure, you know, a powerful edge in its purest form. And you can even, if I click on this, where I showed posted, was you see these little blue dots? Them are losses. Well, them are trades that have taken place, right? Look at this. One trade, boom, straight up. Second trade, boom, straight up, right? These little losses, even when I take a loss, I get pushed only slightly back. But when I take a win, it just cut up. Now, you might be thinking, why have I taken all these small little minor losses or these trades together? The way it works with 5%ers is they want you to have minimum of 3 profitable days, so 0.5% per trade. So obviously, if this was any other prop firm, I would have just smashed it. But this is what I showed another time when I was trading a 20k account as well. And I'm just showing that with a good enough edge, and obviously students post, and you know, you can check out testimonials. Anyone can come here and post. Obviously, it's preferable if you're in the mentorship. It doesn't make any sense if you're just a random person and just putting a testimony because you're not even being in the mentorship. But you can check out all this out. I post my winning trades, losing trades, all about transparency. And you know, again here. So by the way, I get these spammers, like these idiots. Let me ban him first. I've just seen this right now. Funny thing. Just ban. And by the way, now that we're speaking about this as well, I never will message anyone first. I want to mention that, right? I don't know why it's not letting me delete this first. Right, has it been spammed everywhere? No, it's not. Okay, cool. Anyways, but yeah, I will never message you first. Remember that if you're watching this video, and I need to start mentioning this more in my YouTube videos as well, because I'm always sending out announcements. Let me just show you. I'm always sending out announcements that a lot of fake accounts are pretending to be me. I will never message anyone. My username is only Don Aslam. There's no dot, there's no dash, there's none of that kind of stuff. Just simple Don Aslam. And I will again, I want to repeat this. If you join my Discord community, I will never message you first and start asking you about your trading. That's what these scammers are doing. Anyways, link will be in the video description. There's a £99 super affordable course as well, and you can find tips and tricks and, you know, many things like that. But if you want to learn from myself, speak to me directly, unlimited one-to-one sessions, you can just message me. Anyways, come back to the point. So this is obviously an example. Now again, let's just grab look at this, October. So you want to make a note of these, right? You want to make a note of these: April, June, and medium. Now obviously it changes. It's not going to be exactly you know, exactly like this, but it should give you a very strong idea when to increase your stop loss size and reduce it as well. Very fairly simple. Now if I just go back to the present. So what we could do now I just want to get that out there. It's very important that you understand that. That's where I believe a lot of people are going wrong, right? Well, majority I believe are going wrong, because if your stop loss size, you're doing all the, imagine you did your back testing. How crazy is that? If you did your back testing in these low months, you come into September, you've already figured out your stop loss size from here. You come into September and your stop loss gives you a hit. Or let's just say you're doing your back testing in this period of time, you collect your back tested data, and then your stop loss size is like, you know, needs to be reduced. But you think your strategy, are you not catching those big moves again? Well, before the volume was high, now it's medium, or now it's low. That's why it's not working for you, right? By the way, if you found value from that, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, leave a like, leave a comment. I always get back to my comments, everything. So I want to break some of these trades down. So what do we have here? We've got all these multiple zones. Now obviously I like to keep my charts very clean, but obviously I'm going to mark every single level just for this video purpose example. So let's go break over. Let's break. Now the one thing I like about Bitcoin, it is still moving. Markets are still open. Look at this. So we had a breakout to the upside. Now we've got a breakout to the downside. Let's see if we can use any high time frame confluences. Okay, one right here. A bearish 4-hour super strong long wick rejection candle. Let's turn on the candle. By the way, this will be an indicator. Candle strength. Let's just hope it's the right one I brought up. Yes, it is. Look at this. A candle with 96.74% strength. Where do you think, and it's on the 4-hour time frame, where do you think this is a higher chance? It's formed below resistance, just the way I like it, not above. If a bearish candle forms above support, in my eyes got no value unless it's a bullish candle rejection. Below resistance has more value in my eyes. Let's see if we can find any other confluences as well. So let's just switch this one off. Just one moment. So we've got obviously just like not the best looking, but head and shoulder pattern forming, left shoulder, the head, right shoulder. Anything can still happen. Just because this candle, remember, this is just a game of probabilities. It is not a game for us to predict exactly where the, it just, you can do everything perfectly right, and you can still go wrong. You can still go very, very wrong. So market has turned bearish now. Simply what you can do is, got the wrong one over here, stop loss above the wick, above the zone, however you like to do it. But you want to look at the confluences as well, or the strong entry signals. So if you were looking at this one, for example, the closest one in the zone, bearish engulfing. So let's delete this long wick rejection one, but you got bearish engulfing. Stops ideally, some people would have it like this. I think they just get a little bit too greedy. Above the zone, better. This is a bit too much. I understand why would people do it this though. It's like above this little area of resistance formed, but this is more than enough. And then obviously you just wait for price to do its thing. Now again, I want to make this very clear, you can still very well lose the trade. Now these winning trades here on the left, let's say could have broken this down, right? Nice clear breakouts. Look at this, a super strong bullish long wick rejection. Now there's a little bit of a wick at the top, so it's not going to be a 90% or plus candle, so maybe around in the late 70s and early 80%, yeah, 87%. But still the price starts going bullish from here. Again, stops below this wick here would be better. Some people probably even, but again, you literally do want it below the zone, trust me. And then obviously price, basically you still be able to get a nice almost a 1 to 5, and that's like your phase 1 now. Phase 2 completed. Now what I like to do, obviously, if you check out my Discord community when I'm posting my trades, I even sometimes post them even live. And if I lose the trade again, it's all about transparency. Now sometimes if I don't get a chance, I won't, sometimes if I don't get, I won't be, if I'm too busy, I won't get a chance to post it. But this is one of the reasons why, if you scroll around, if you just play around, explore, you'll see I'm catching 1 to sometimes 1 to 9s, 1 to 11s, and I believe a example of a strong edge is whenever you're in drawdown, it should easily be able to bring you out of drawdown, right? That is the example of a strong edge. Not that you go for as soon as you're in a little bit of drawdown, you start to grab your head and be like, what's happened? My life is ruined. I'm going to blow the account. No. Let's look on the daily time frame. Now on the daily, right, we've got this double bottom pattern, but look at this, on the daily we've got this super strong bearish long wick rejection as well. So this is like basically anything can happen. Now also, if you look at the previous candles though, we are bullish as well, but we've got this price rejecting on the daily time frame this zone here. Now what does that tell me? This zone holds a lot of authority, a lot of has a strong presence on the chart, this key area, right? So obviously I would look at this. The funny thing is, on the daily when it's showing a lot of rejections, price comes here, creates a 4-hour. Now as you can see on the daily, we've got multiple rejections. On the 4-hour time frame, we've got wick rejections, super strong bearish candle. So this is just, and obviously on here you can see a head and shoulder pattern pretty much forming as well. Left shoulder, and obviously not the best example, a very long skinny neck head here, and then obviously a right shoulder. Now there's something that you want to take into consideration as well. Obviously you got this super strong bearish long wick rejection over here as well, but still price push further up. Now what is the difference between this bearish candle and this one? I'll just tell you. This one closed above support, this one closed below the resistance. It's much a better example of taking an entry from. If someone took a sell from here, I'm sure you definitely, obviously you lost the trade, but this is a better example. Now you can still lose the trade. Does that mean your chart analysis was incorrect? No, that doesn't mean that. It's just one of those things where trading is one of those few things where places where if you can get everything, you can do everything right, but you can still lose the trade. It's not like work where you put in 90 hours a week and you can expect a promotion at the end of the year. you do, or an exam where you revise everything, you do all your revision and everything, and then you expect to pass. It's like, how can I say, let's say you learn all your multiplications, right? And then you know that the answer is still not going to change. You can do everything perfectly here. Your end outcome, or your end answer, if you want to call it outcome, it can still change. That's the crazy world that we're part of. So my advice is obviously risk accordingly. It's about your risk management. What I like to do, obviously, where I show the risk management techniques, and what I basically, where my edge has a huge part of on my P&L, how I'm able to survive, is even if I take 4 or 5 losses, for example. Let me just see where's it gone again, and just scroll to the bottom. Is I have, like, if I go for a 1 to 9, 1 to 8, and then take 3-4 losses, then I'm going to trade like a 1 to 10 RR. And this is what I show, like, this is part of my edge, and this is exactly what I show my one-to-one mentorship as well, that losses don't affect me. I'm literally at that stage now where, and this is what I'm just trying to show, like, this is stage 1, but this was 7%. If you watch my previous video, last video, made 7% on first day of just trading this 20k account. And I closed the position early as well, because I just didn't want to get greedy for the extra 1% to pass in one day. So I just left it. I thought no. And then the funny thing was that the GU trade I ended just slightly dipped another 1%. That would have been the challenge completed. Where we in a time where there's limited time to pass the challenge, passing now, just pass, with this edge, you can able to pass. I'm able to pass in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Like, for me now, 4 days, 5 days is a long time to pass one challenge. And people then say, I hear when, like, oh yeah, 2 months is more than enough to pass you both phases. I'm like, what? Or 1 month is enough to pass phase 1 or phase 2. No, that means when someone says that to me, do you know what that just tells me? They're just telling me the how can I say? They're just telling me what level their edge is at. Simple. This, and I can give you many other examples. You can come in the Discord, and you don't have to join the mentorship, and not feel, this is like, I'm not even a salesperson, I don't even know how to be, but I'm just trying to give back now. And my biggest fulfillment is when someone who's unprofitable, who's trying to leave their 9 to 5, and then the excitement that they get once when they receive their payouts, starting to receive their payouts. And it's all about transparency. You can check it out, feel free, and if you found value from this, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. But there's enough value in the Discord community itself. This can still very well be a losing trade, but the point is, we did everything right. And yeah, and obviously a lot lack of volume as well, in terms of it is a weekend, but Bitcoin normally is obviously open 7 days a week. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one. Anyways, take care. I'm out.